By the time I realized I was in love with someone I shouldn't be, I was already lying to everyone else. And worse, I was lying calmly, like it had always been part of my routine. I used to think my life was steady in a way that didn't need explaining. Not exciting, not tragic. Just fine enough. I had a job that paid the bills and didn't follow me home too aggressively. I had a partner who knew my coffee order and my bad moods and still chose to stay. We talked about vacations we never booked and dinners we cooked on autopilot. Nothing was on fire, nothing was falling apart. I told myself that meant I was doing something right. My days ran on a loop: wake up, commute, work, home, repeat. I didn't question it because I didn't feel like I had the right to. Stability felt earned. Boredom felt ungrateful to name out loud. I thought this was what adulthood looked like when you weren't messing it up. And then there was the office. Fluorescent lights, shared calendars, half-listened meetings. People who knew just enough about my life to ask polite questions. It was a place where nothing personal was supposed to happen. Which is probably why it did. I noticed them the way you notice a change in weather. Not all at once, not dramatically, just a slight shift. A coworker assigned to a project with me. Someone who laughed a little too honestly during meetings. Someone who stayed late without complaining. We shared complaints about deadlines, then jokes about the complaints. We figured out we liked the same obscure snacks from the vending machine. It was nothing. It really was nothing. At first, it felt almost professional how comfortable it was. We worked well together. That was the story I told myself. We communicated clearly. We anticipated each other's thoughts. We made the workday feel shorter. That's all, except comfort has a way of slipping. Conversations started drifting past work. We talked about stress, about feeling invisible, about the version of ourselves we didn't show in meetings or at home. I didn't notice the shift when it happened, only later, when I realized I was looking forward to those conversations more than I looked forward to going home. We started eating lunch together, not every day, just when schedules aligned. Then it became a habit we didn't acknowledge. We learned each other's tells, when to push, when to back off, when to joke instead of asking the harder question. We never said anything inappropriate. That was my favorite justification. Nothing inappropriate. Until the messages started. First, it was a follow-up to something we'd talked about in person, a link, a joke, did you survive that meeting? Then it was evenings, then weekends. I noticed my phone lighting up and feeling a small, private thrill I didn't want to examine. I told myself it was harmless because we weren't talking about anything physical.